Number 51, David Cho, escorted by his mom, Mama Bo Choi. Number 52, Manny Ruiz, escorted by his parents, Manuel and Roseli Ruiz. Number 56, Landon Sherman, escorted by his parents, Mark and Kristen Sherman. Number 58, John Tyson, escorted by his parents, John and Patty Tyson. Number 60, Sean Saunders, escorted by his dad, Tom, and stepmom, Jennifer Saunders. Number 61, Caden Carver, escorted by his mom, Julie Sievers, and dad, Kendall Carver. Number 74, Caden Tallman, escorted by his parents, John and Kim Tallman, and brother, Dylan. Thanks again to all the seniors and their families. We are very proud of them and wish them very much success in the future. They will all be missed. A big round of applause for the Mountainside Seniors.
But the one in June, he from Montana.
to let you know that the stadium restrooms are now operational. So you can go there during breaks. And a reminder that Mavericks merchandise is being sold at the concession stand this evening as well. Here's the starting lineup for the Newberg Tigers of the Pacific Conference with a record of 4-0. Starting at cornerback, 5'6", 180 pounds, junior number 2, Sonny Apolando. Starting at safety, 5'7", 155 pounds, senior number 4, Armin Karakatan. Senior number 52, Manny Ruiz. And the last man, I want to recognize our first quarter sponsors here tonight at the football game. First of all, we have Kerry Hughes of Keller Williams Real Professionals, Plaid Pantry, and Gym Guys. Thank you for your sponsorship. Mountainside fans, if I could have your attention, please, for a very important announcement. Last week, one of our Mountainside senior students, Joshua J.T. Halford, passed away unexpectedly. JT always had a laugh or a smile for someone who needed it and will be dearly missed by all. We'd like to honor JT tonight, so if you could please stand for a moment of silence to reflect and respect the life of JT, and our deepest sympathies and thoughts go out to his family and friends. Thank you. Please remain standing and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mountainside High School. We are back, Lenny. Last game of the quote-unquote regular season for the modified season here against the Newberg Tigers, who are 5-0. This is a big one.
Yes, it is, Jake. Big showdown right here. Two very evenly matched teams. Exciting that we get to be out here on a Friday night under the lights for some football.
Very much so. Very excited to be here. And, of course, as always, we would not be presenting this game to you live on the interwebs if it were not for all of the wonderful Mountainside sponsors, beginning with Grill 68 Steakhouse. Grill 68 Steakhouse has proudly been serving the Beaverton community and beyond, and their mission is to provide high-quality food for all those who wish to combine fun and an enjoyable ambiance with skillful cooking. They are closed for dine-in due to the governor's mandate for now, but expect to be opening up very, very soon. Very excited to have Grill 68 in support of everything the Mountainside Mavericks program is doing out here. Along with Grill 68 is Casa Lola Kitchen de Mexico, as an authentic dining experience specializing in traditional Mexican cuisine. They create all of their dishes from scratch, ensuring fresh and unique flavors. Words are working great already. Delicious traditional Mexican dishes over at Casa Lola Kitchen de Mexico for that authentic dining experience. Big thanks also to Gym Guys, the mobile and virtual PT group. They're sponsoring the scoreboard tonight, and you name the location and you name the time, and they bring you the gym. One-on-one sessions, group sessions, classes, and more, serving individuals, families, friends, businesses, youth sports teams, schools, and all sorts of varieties of organizations across the metro area. Big thanks to Gym Guys. And, of course, we would not be out here in any capacity whatsoever without our title sponsor, Carrie Hughes of Keller Williams Realty. They've been connecting families and homes for over 20 years in Beaverton because Carrie Hughes knows one thing. It's all about community. A longtime supporter of the youth and the high school athletics out here in Beaverton and Mountainside, most recently along with the Play Fit Fun and Planting Seeds, two Beaverton-based organizations that support keeping kids active and engaged in school and providing support to families without secure housing. Super important in these times when everything's so up in the air, Alex. And, you know, I can't say enough to thank Carrie and her team for everything they've done. They've been the top-rated local real estate expert for 3 years now.
Wow.
Pretty exceptional. They are very, very good at what they do. So if you're interested in buying a home, interested in selling your home, or even you just have questions about the process or maybe what your best option should be right now or in the future, get a hold of Carrie Hughes Homes. They're at carriehugheshomes.com, or you can find her on Facebook and Instagram. Anywhere you search Carrie Hughes Homes. Love where you live. That's Carrie's motto. And you know what? Right now, we're living at the Mountainside Stadium, and I am loving it. Loving every bit of it. This is our, I think it's going to be our second to last game. They got a bonus game next week against Grant, and we're going to be here for that next Friday.
Wow, that's a big
crosstown matchup. Yeah.
Big matchup. That'll be a lot of fun to watch.
So coming into this one tonight, you got a Mountainside team that's had some ups and downs this season. They've learned a lot. They've got a considerable amount of talent on this sideline. And you got a Newberg team that is definitely on the come-up in a program that has had a few years of, we'll say, turnover, but with the consistency in the coaching in the last 3-4 seasons, they are getting really, really good at playing football out in Newberg again, which is very exciting for everybody. So this should be a great matchup between these two powerhouses.
Yeah, Jake, Coach Kevin Haston really has these guys going. They're undefeated. They've had some impressive wins. And watching them warm up, they just look like they're flying around. I really took note of the multiple threat they have because they run that wing T.
Right.
Very quick. They're very fluid, very on the same page. And that's what you need to be as a wing T team. But at the same time, they have the ability to drop back and throw it. Levi Durrell can put it on a rope.
Yes, he can.
And that's a huge threat when you're having success running the ball,
right,
and you're still a threat downfield.
Yeah, we remember that a few years ago. Probably the most successful wing T team in the state would be Sherwood from 4 or 5 years ago. And when they had that big powerhouse running, but they could also sling it. And that was the thing that you couldn't just stack the box against them for that wing because you knew they'd be able to get over the top of you. So it'll be interesting to see what Mountainside comes back with tonight. Of course, Mountainside, I mean, they've got that power backfield with Broussard and Mannion and Andrew Simpson, number one, one of the number one receivers in the state. I think he's tied for most touchdowns. I mean, you put the ball in his vicinity, he's gonna catch it. And if you're on the flip side, if you put the ball in his vicinity when he's at a DB, I think he's second in state or tied for first in interceptions. So he is dangerous on all fronts. It's going to be extremely fun tonight. We're going to get this game started here in about 90 seconds. Mountainside coming in. Again, a little bit of a 50-50 season. We had that game with them against Sunset, and they were just right there on the doorstep a few times, putting the ball in the red zone, just couldn't quite get over, and then they came back the week after with a big win, and then they lost that just crushing overtime thriller over at Jesuit. I mean, this is a very, very good team. So a lot of people go right to the record books, 2 wins, 2 No. This is a solid football team that has picked a pretty good season and pretty good schedule to come out and flex their muscle. And this one with Newberg here, they're gonna have to show a lot of it.
Absolutely, Jake. And Mountainside, the first year that they've had seniors, so this is an entire returning team from last year's team that took down Tigard, the top team in the state last year, in the playoffs. Huge upset at Tigard. All those players returned. So if this was a normal season, I think we'd see a lot of a different outcome for this team and certainly a deep playoff run. But they're dangerous, and they can take anybody any night, and this is a heck of a matchup right here.
Very excited for this one. So getting set to kick off for Newberg. Tigers number 37, Alex Valdez. Big 5'9", 205 kicker. That's a big kicker.
I like the thick kickers, Jake.
I know you like those thick kickers, Alex. He's got the leg.
Makes a lot of sense to me because you can put a lot of weight into that football. Let's see if he can get it into the end zone.
Here we go with the kick, and we are off. Skyball is going to float just inside the 5. Scooped up right there by Sammy Cohen. Cohen on the return. He's going to bring it out about 7 yards to the 11. Set up a 1st and 10 for the first possession for the Mavericks.
Really good coverage by the Tigers. Number 10, Henry Copeland, was the first guy to hit him. And you can just see the pursuit and the speed that this defense has. And special teams is going to be a big factor tonight right here, Jake.
We saw that the last time we were out here with the Sunset game, that special teams was kind of the name of the game in the first half. It was a lot of field position battle. Plus side is tonight, was it about 60 degrees out, nice calm weather, no wind. It's a beautiful night for football. So as much as I like the kicking game, let's see what we can do here. Mountainside, 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. A handoff to Wilner, and Wilner is going to go for maybe no gain there. A few inches forward. A little bit of a push. The one thing we noted in the first game, Alex, we've seen all season, Mountainside's strong and scrappy, but they don't have a ton of mass. Their line are super strong, but most of them are pretty lanky. You look across the way there, the Newberg guys, and there's some beefcakes over there. Yeah,
Newberg a little bit more size, but Mountainside so disciplined, and they fire off hard. They're usually able to stand up to some of those bigger size players.
Oh, there's one right there. Mountainside pass over the top. Number 15, Parker Groth. Huge first down catch. And that's something else, too. Now we're deep into the season. Mannion, he is such a good thrower. That timing. Here it is on the replay.
Yeah, he puts that right in the right spot. Mannion, very good accuracy, very good speed on the football.
Replay this week brought to you by Plaid Pantry, locally owned and operated for over 57 years. Mannion back to pass again here, going over the top. Looking for his man down the sideline. There he is, number 4, Andrew Simpson. And Simpson tiptoes the sidelines, barely steps out at the 42-yard line into Newberg Tiger territory. Simpson wanted that one all the way. Here we go on the replay again.
3 weeks ago, Jake, we saw Mannion open up the game with a few overthrows in these situations. This one put right on the money for Simpson, right in the breadbasket. And, boy, Newberg gets a little bit of a break that he steps out of bounds because he'd be gone right now.
That was 6 all over. He's going to want that one back. Here we got a waving off on the officials real quick. We got it looks like an equipment issue. Maybe a buckle popped off there. So hustling off is Brayton Whitehead. He's going to get his bucket fixed. Little jersey mask combo malfunction there. And here we go. 1st and 10 on the Newberg 42-yard line. Newberg showing blitz. They bring 5. Broussard with this carry. Gets popped right at the line. Going to drive him back. I apologize. That was Ty Adewumi. Ty sneaking in there in the backfield.
Newberg defense, just really good job of staying gap sound, stepping up. You see number 34, Hudson Davis, there at the inside linebacker position coming up to make the first hit. Just a good job of staying home, but to me, Mountainside going to air it out tonight if they're going to have success moving this football.
So 2nd and 8 here after the Adewumi carry. Oh, a little pitch underneath. Here's our man, Justin Hughes. Hughes with a spin move. Back to the line of scrimmage there. Newberg sniffed that one out pretty quick, Alex.
Mountainside's had a lot of success in the games that we've covered, Jake, on getting the ball to the outside. Here they do a little bit of a fly sweep, but it was number 36 for Newberg, Dylan Stroup, who stepped up. Really nice play by him. He took on the blocker, crossed his face 2 times to make that play. And if they can manage this Mountainside run attack on the edges, they're going to have success against the run tonight on defense.
So 3rd and 8 here for the Mavericks. Mannion, empty backfield set, trips on the top side of your screen. Newberg just sitting in that cover 3 over the top. They are definitely afraid of Mannion. Mannion has to keep it, goes up the middle. He's going to get maybe a yard on that. Newberg getting pressure with that big front 3. We talk about that a lot, Alex. You watch this on the Plaid Pantry replay here. Running a 3-man front is pretty tough unless you got 3 horses like they've got over there on the Newberg side. And those kids are doing a great job of 2-gapping this with a 3-man front, putting some pressure on Mountainside.
Yeah, and when Mannion steps back into the empty formation gun, which I just love how they have all these different formations. I love to see it. But, they're going to pin their ears back and try to rush on those. And there wasn't too much pressure, but he had to step up regardless.
So Mannion on 4th and 8 here. Wilner out of the backfield, swings it out in the wheel. He's got some room to operate. Oh, and he cannot quite make that break. Great open field tackle by number 11, Charlie Evans out there, stepping in from corner and holding that edge.
A really nice defensive series by Newberg. They bent a little bit, but they did not break. On 4th and 8, able to stop them and get their team the ball back, and now we'll see what they can do on offense.
So turnover on downs here. Newberg takes over on the Newberg 40-yard line for the Tigers. At quarterback, big guy, number 5, Owen Hawley. Durrell takes the handoff underneath and right up Broadway with the first carry of the game. Price, Potier. It's about 7 on that one. Going to bring up a 2nd and 3, which is exactly what you want as a wing T offense, Lenny. I know that from listening to you for the last 10 years.
That's right. Quick trap on the first play. It's about as classic as it gets, Jake. You can see him going right up the middle. Nice big hole. Great job of the linemen moving their feet. These guys are quick, Jake. They're going to go up the middle, and we'll see if Mountainside can step up and stop them.
So Mountainside building a wall there. Contact in the backfield. Falls forward for a couple. That time goes to Hudson Davis. Tigers number 34. Just a sophomore. But going 5'9", 200 spins on the scale. Big power run there. Going to be 3rd and a very short one.
Jake, it looked to me like he could have gotten a little more than that because he fell forward just near that 50-yard line, but he got marked down about a yard short, and it'll be 3rd and 1 here.
So on the 3rd and short, Mountainside packing the box. And then 1 safety high. Spying that man in motion. And they get him in the backfield. He's going to get stopped with progress. We got a fumble signal at least. Looks like he was able to grab it and fall back on top of it. We'll see where they mark that, but it looks right now short, Alex. And here's a tough one. You're a wing T, first quarter team, 4th and nanometers. I got to think you want to go for it, but then you saw what Mannion and Simpson were able to do with 1 play last game. That's pretty dangerous, only giving them half the field to work with.
Yes, it is, Jake. And, if you're a wing T team and you got 3rd and 1, you got 2 shots to get that first down. what a statement it would be by Mountainside to stuff them right here and get their team the ball back.
So coming up on 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter, 4th and short for the Tigers. Mountainside not falling for that hard count. They're not falling for that. Newberg takes a timeout. Best guess, they're going to go to punt. I like the hard count attempt, and I'll tell you what, excellent discipline by the defense there at Mountainside, not hopping off sides.
Indeed, Jake. That's just the discipline that we've seen this team develop over the 4 years of their existence. Very impressive. Coach Mannion has these guys always on point, and I'm surprised Newberg even came and tried to do that to them because we don't see them jump off often.
No, you do not. That was a very, very well orchestrated defensive series there. Got bit hard on that first carry. I mean, they came out and just gashed him for 7 yards, but quick little adjustment there by the defensive coordinator for Mountainside, and all said and done, Mountainside forcing a punt.
I gotta think they still think about going for it here. I mean, this is 1 inch on the 50-yard line. If you're talking risk reward, it's about as good as it gets. Maybe they could be on the 40. But I got to think they're going to come out here and at least line up and think about it because all they got to do is just fall forward for that 1 inch, maybe a QB sneak even.
Well, and here they go for it, lining up, 4th and short. Handoff inside, stacked at the line, but he's able to roll the shoulders and go forward as number 30, Price Potier, and with the signal, Newberg moves the sticks. 1st and 10, Tigers in Maverick territory.
Price Potier going 5'6", 180. He's a load in there. Very difficult to stop and not let him fall forward for 1 inch.
Plaid Pantry replay there provided by our great support from Plaid Pantry, locally owned and operated for 57 years. They strive for quick, efficient customer service so you can stop by any one of their stores and get your items in on your way fast. On his way fast right there again. Hudson Davis, another first down 6-yard carry for Hudson. Bring up a 2nd and a long 4 for the Tigers.
Hudson Davis, a load in his own right, going about 5'9", 200. So they've got some real size in that backfield, some real power. And I wouldn't be surprised. We haven't seen him come out and throw it yet. I wouldn't be surprised by the big play action here.
And there it is right there in the flat. Over the top. Oh, and heat seekers were on. Justin Hughes was coming up looking to light him up. I think probably for the health and safety of Price Potier, he let that one float over the top because Hughes had him locked in.
Yeah, I mentioned Potier, 5'6", really good for power running, but not great for going up and get a football a little bit high in the air. So good thing he didn't jump. He might have gotten smacked right there, and I think they're happy to take their chances on 3rd and 4.
So 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. Got our Maverick Spirit Squad out here. Very excited about that. Few more fans in the stands. Everybody who's watching from home from Newberg, glad you're with us. High snap, able to reel it back in. Big pass over the top. Closing in quick comes Sammy Cohen, but not before Murphy able to get the first down for the Tigers. Good field awareness there, too, by Newberg. On the replay, you can watch it here. You go right across sticks, turns right back for that catch, and he knew he was going to have a first down if he made that.
Well, Jake, I'll tell you, there's a trend. There's this gun wing tee where these wing tee teams are now going gun full time. What you don't see often is a wing tee team that goes under center most of the time and gun sometimes. But with Durrell, that's the power they have. And you saw how tight of a spiral he throws. The kid has a cannon.
That he does. Underneath handoff, going right up the middle again. Number 30, Potier, doing some damage inside there. Mountainside might need to close up some of those splits on their defensive line and take away a little bit of that real estate that he's able to find between that A and B gap there because it's been relatively open on the first downs.
Indeed. It's tough when you're going up against bigger size and you're trying to stuff that inside run, Jake.
2nd down here. Boot to the near side. Over the top. Good stretch. Good catch. Number 1 for the Tigers, Sam Murphy. Big first down catch there. Bootleg to the near side. On the replay here.
You got to keep an eye on Murphy. Such a rangy receiver. He can go and get that ball wherever it's at. And he's the kind of guy they're going to look for to get deep in the end zone a couple times here. Keep an eye on that.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Mountainside, we saw this against Sunset too. This is about that time where they might be forcing a turnover and getting a little more aggressive here inside. Cause a little more disruption. Handoff underneath. There it is right there. Big stack up at the line. Stack, packed, and rack. He's going nowhere. Huge stop by the Mavericks D-front.
Really nice job by Brighton Whitehead stepping up out there at linebacker. The senior going 5'11", 185. Put all of his weight into that, and that's about as good as you can get on a quick hit or wing T run to stuff him right there on the line of scrimmage.
So after the first down, no gain tackle, it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Simpson is locked in on Hawley over here. He's been spying him all night long, man on man. Out in the flat, though, with the catch. Just short of the first down, number 31, Grant Dickinson. Big stop there, though, on the defense. And short of the sticks can bring up a 3rd and we'll call it a long 1.
I like these 3rd and short situations. Mountainside's shown that they can step up and go against the size and speed and trickeration of this offense to make the stops. Let's see if they can do it here.
Handoff inside. Oh, and a big power run. Trying to go high. Get taken down. Number 30 again, Price Potier. But able to get the first down. Bring up a 1st and goal for the Tigers on the Mountainside 3-yard line.
Potier tough to stop between the tackles because he's so low and fast. Showing right there the ability to really have some surge of speed, and that could be trouble later on as guys get tired in this game.
Well, crossbuck action looked like there, Alex. And number 34, Hudson Davis, crosses the goal line for the Newberg touchdown.
Yeah, but really nicely drawn up. Gap scheme run play. Great job by the interior O lineman. You had a puller and a kick out, and the timing of that play was very nice to get them into the end zone. And that's the kind of offense they're running, Jake. March the ball down the field, put points on the board, and we'll see if Mountainside can come back and answer when they get the ball back.
So PAT attempt is set here. Kick is up. Kick is right down the middle, and it is good, and that stretches it to 7 points for Newberg in the first quarter. 3:09 to go here in the first. Big thanks to our title sponsor bringing us out here tonight, Carrie Hughes of Keller Williams Realty Professionals. Connecting families with homes for over 20 years in Beaverton. Carrie Hughes cares about the community. She's been a huge supporter, providing professionalism, expertise, powerful negotiating, and cutting-edge marketing skills. Always ready to help you with your real estate needs. Check her out at carriehugheshomes.com or on any of the social media fronts, Facebook, Instagram. Carrie Hughes Homes and her team, they are a Keller Williams Realty Professional group, and they are the big reason we are out here tonight. Very excited to be here. Huge thanks to Carrie Hughes Homes. So after the touchdown, getting set to kick is our thicker kicker, Alex Valdez, for the Tigers. Big boot, little gust here picked up, and that one's going to pop out of bounds, wisely left alone by Mountainside.
Kickoff goes out of bounds.
Got that late evening crosswind coming in here over the top. So Mountainside will take possession here.
I'll tell you, Jake, this Mountainside return team that they've got back there, they've got some speedsters, and so once in a while, kicking it out of bounds can put you in a bad spot, but I'll tell you, 35 is better than let one of those guys have a chance at running deep.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing what Mountainside does here on this second offensive opportunity. Showed those flashes with Simpson there in that first, just tiptoed that sideline. Mannion under center. Toss to the near side, coming right at you is Wilner. Wilner gets hammered at the line of scrimmage.
Connor Croskrey, really a strong linebacker, a presence in the middle there for Newberg, having a phenomenal season. He's a pretty darn big fella at 6 foot 210, and he can really move. You saw right there, he was a little bit outflanked, and he quickly got back into position outside in and forced the runner to cut and made the play despite having that contained. Very impressive.
So 2nd and 10 here after the no gain. Simpson in motion with the little flick underneath. Got flags all over the place. Simpson just going nowhere fast.
Well, I'll tell you, Jake, the reason they do that flip forward rather than handing it off is so that if they do drop it, it'd be an incomplete pass. You always got to tell the refs before the game you're the kind of team that does that. Right here, a little bit of he fumbled it, he bobbled it, but he didn't hit the ground, so kind of messed up his track. And a really nice job of Newberg by keeping that contained, forcing him back inside and swarming, and they'll decline that penalty to make it 3rd and 12. A little bit of wind starting to pick up.
A little bit, yeah.
It's a factor.
That late evening sundown. Here comes the wind. So 3rd and 12 here for the Mavericks. Mannion back to pass. One step, and with the catch, Sammy Cohen hops out of bounds at the 41. So it's going to bring up an interesting decision here, Alex. 4th and call it 3. Long 3, short 4. Punt team coming out. Good pass, good timing. Just not quite enough to move the sticks.
That's right, Jake, and we're going to get our first look here at number 4, Armin Tarachian. I don't know if you had a pronunciation on that one.
Tarachian, yes, sir.
Tarachian, yeah. Oh, it's a high snap.
High snap over the top. He's going to scoop it up, though, at the 10, at the 8. Gets the kick off, and he's going to get hit late. No flag. And a darn good punt with a mountainside roll. Takes it all the way to the 35. I thought we might have gotten a late hit there. The official kind of made the move towards the hip, but, man, I'll tell you what. MVP-type punt right there.
Huge play.
Number 28, Tyler Dahlback.
Dahlback for years have been handling the kicking duties here for this Mountainside team, and for years coming through in the clutch right there. It doesn't get much bigger. You cannot give Newberg the ball down inside your own 20 like that, and for him to get that kickoff and get it to roll out. And I do believe the rule, Jake, is if the ball hits the ground, the punter, he's live,
yes,
even if he kicks it.
Yeah. So here we go, 1st and 10, handoff inside. The big man with the spin move. Number 30, Price Potier. Doing work.
Potier picking up like 2 yards after contact on every single carry. Very impressive. Just rolling forward, and there we saw that spin move. Just bouncing off of tacklers to get that extra yard, and those really add up when you're running the swing T offense. Every single extra yard counts, getting you closer to those sticks.
2nd and short here. Nailed at the line. Getting a little feisty underneath there. Grant Dickinson that time. You know, we've seen this a lot, too, with the wing offense, Alex. You don't see it very often, right? And you've said it for years. It's under-respected across the field about how complicated it really is and how good the linemen have to be because of all the different options that can happen. It has to be so precise every time, but it almost takes like a quarter just kind of get oriented to it and to get that feel again when you haven't seen it since maybe even youth football. Indeed,
Jake, and watching these guys, they do remind me of some of those Sherwood teams who had such success with it. You know, like you said, it does get a lot of hate, but at the end of the day, if it's well ran at this level of high school, very, very hard to stop because you have to make your reads perfectly, you have to get off blocks perfectly, and all it takes is one person to be out of position to break the big play.
So 2nd and 5 here for the Tigers. 30 seconds whining on the clock in the first quarter. Newberg on the hard one. Big pressure up front from outside. A little thin in that secondary. Coming in, collapsing for a double team tackle there. Caden Kingsbury and Justin Hughes.
Caden Kingsbury again on the tackle. Carries down to the 40-yard line outside.
You know, big
down for the Tigers.
Big thing for this game, E.J. Broussard on the sideline in street clothes for the Mavericks, and we know how impactful he is.
Yeah, that's a huge factor, and I had a quick talk with Justin Hughes earlier this week, and he was telling me that he might have been sitting out this game for his ankle as well, but we see him out here suited up and playing, which is great to see.
Yep.
But, man, having a guy like E.J. Broussard out, that is a big, big deal.
So after the end of one, it is Newberg 7, Mountainside 0, heading into the second quarter. Gives us an opportunity to thank a few of our sponsors here. Our scoreboard guys, the gym guys, mobile and virtual PT, you name the location, they bring you the gym, one-on-one sessions, group sessions, classes, and more, serving individuals, families, friends, businesses, youth, sports teams, schools, and all varieties of organizations. Check them out on the Gym Guys mobile app. or on the website. Big thanks to Jim guys for putting up all of the work to get the scoreboard and everything working for us this week, along with our replay sponsor, Plaid Pantry, locally owned and operated for over 57 years. They strive for quick, efficient customer service, so you can stop by any one of their stores, get your items quick, and be on your way, fast like you want it to be.
Fast like that first quarter.
That was a quick first quarter. It's still daylight out here. Handoff over to the top side goes Hudson Davis.
That's what happens when you get these running football teams. You get that running clock. You know, that doesn't stop very often. And to go along with the running, you have the accurate quarterbacks too, getting a lot of receptions inbounds for that clock to keep ticking.
Yeah, and to that point, like you said last time, a lot of run, pound. All of a sudden, that play action, that stretch run, giving him that stretch pass option. Mountainside's ready for it. They're staying with that too high safety. They know it's coming. It can be a false start there on the Tigers. So that'll move back 5.
Looked like number 40, Eric Vargas, was a little bit early to jump. Yeah, you know, I really wouldn't be surprised to see a big play action deep ball coming in pretty soon. And when you have that play action and you're so worried about the run, you're so worried about trying to minimize their ability to get 4 or 5, 6 yards every time they hand it off up the middle, all of a sudden they fake it, get a deep drop, and they launch it deep. It's very difficult to cover all that grass.
And it's very difficult to tackle that guy right there as well when he decides to put the hammer down up the middle. Price with another big carry. Touchdown saving tackle by Sammy Cohen there, coming up from safety to make that tackle on the load. Sammy's going about a $185 up against that big, low mass of a man running out of the backfield for Newberg there. That's a hard hit. That's a tough hit for a safety.
Indeed.
Good tackle there. Handoff coming. Oh, a little slip there. No flag. Stretching and pressing. All the way knocked out of bounds at the 8. First down carry for Sammy Cohen on the touchdown saving tackle again. He's getting a lot of work there at safety, and that's one of those things when you're a defensive coach. You really don't want your safety having a lot of tackles.
That's true, Jake, and it's going to be a long day if you're having your safeties have to hit this guy Portier multiple times, because he runs low, he runs fast, and right there you saw a little bit of breakaway speed.
So first and goal here, and a little bit of a counter. Mountainside sniffed it out, able to press just enough to keep him out of the end zone. Hudson Davis on the carry there. It's going to be second and goal on the 3.
Newberg really just starting to roll here, and this is what you go for with the wing tee. It's you know, jab, hook. And we've seen plenty of both here. They're very capable. Mountainside's already starting to look a little bit tired on defense.
Handoff going underneath, right at the goal line, and it's a touchdown for Newberg. Hands go up. Tigers put 6 more on the board, 13-0 with 9:56 to go in the second quarter.
Super impressive drive. They did most of it between the tackles. They didn't have to go to the air much, and they continue to tick-tock that clock down, Jake. And Mountainside needs to tighten it up and start stuffing. You see the big hole there on the right side. Newberg could really pull away with this if they're able to have another series like that.
PAT attempt is up. It is right down the middle, and it is good. Makes it a 14-0 game here early in the second. 9:56 to go here in the second quarter. You know, that's the thing, Alex. We're looking at Mountainside. Even that last series, it's all right there. It's just one little thing. You know, that Simpson catch at the beginning of the game. They just need one. It's not the hardest thing to climb back out of in a 2-score game. As quick as they can strike, this can turn on its head fast. And with the amount of talent they've got on that side of the ball, you got to think it almost benefits Mountainside getting into a shootout.
Definitely, Jake, and I think we'll see them go into that gun some more. I think we'll see Mannion drop back and have to throw it some more. And that really is just a factor of not having, like you said, the big number 22 Broussard. When you don't have that up the middle threat, you kind of get forced to throw. So that'll give Newberg the opportunity to back off a little bit and cover. We'll see if Mannion can thread the needle and move that ball downfield.
Especially with a lot of two-way players. Mountainside, everybody deep in the season here. A lot of guys going both ways. Your defense a little bit less time on the field. Long offensive drive is set and well done on the return there. Sammy Cohen letting that one go. That ball stalled. It gets up there about 30 yards in the air, and that wind coming over the top, and it just stalled right on top, but it made the Mountainside hop out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mavericks on the 35-yard line.
Very impressive decision to let that one go. And I thought for a second it was going to roll into the end zone, which isn't all bad, but now they'll get it on the 35-yard line instead of the 20.
So 1st and 10 for the Mavs. Empty backfield set, trips to the near side. Mannion flares that one just a little bit, and inadvertent zebra strike on the sideline. I don't think the official saw that one coming.
I think he caught it with his face there, Jake.
The face mask might have had that one.
Pretty direct hit.
So 2nd and 10 after the doink off of the sideline official. Looked like it just kind of came off of Mannion's hand, a little funky on the side there. So 2nd down here for the Mavericks. Single back in the backfield. Tight end on the line. Up the seam. He's got him wide open going over the top. Oh, ball tipped in the secondary. But he had options, Alex. There was no safety high coverage over the top. Justin Hughes wide open, and looked like Caden Kingsbury there coming up the slot.
Yeah, I think we'll see Mountainside take some deep shots as this game progresses, especially if they're down 14, 2 scores, and that continues. They're going to have to take those deep shots. But right there, Justin Hughes looking pretty good, running deep, even on the bum ankle. And I think we'll see Mannion try to connect with him towards the end zone here as this game progresses.
Yeah, him and Kingsbury open on that one. Simpson getting double covered over the top here. Bracket coverage on him. Broussard out of the game. 1st down and then some. He's off to the races. Alex, number 3, Sammy Cohen.
Wow, what a big play.
It's Sammy time.
What a big play by Sammy Cohen. Goes up and catches it in stride. A great football thrown by Brian Mannion. And Cohen bounces off a defender and rumbles his way to the end zone and brings this game to a 14-6 with the PAT pending.
Plaid Pantry replay coming up here, and watch this. Sammy Cohen shot from a gun over the top. Great camera work there by our man Adam Brumfield on the field. And Sammy, turbocharged. Look at him. He knew it too. He was excited to put the Jets on with that.
Cohen with perfect balance.
Oh, and Dahlbach, PAT is good. No flag. He got wiped out there pretty low. I'm not sure about that one, but 7 points on the board now for the Mavs. What do we say, Alex? It takes one.
That's right. You got a guy like Mannion, as we saw last year in those semifinals against or quarterfinals against Tigard. He can throw it deep and accurate, and that's always a threat when you got guys like Cohen and Hughes running downfield. Simpson, they've got a lot of threats, and this could very well become kind of a spread passing team look here for Mountainside tonight if they're not able to handle the size of Newberg in the middle in the front 7.
You know, and that's the thing, too. Do what you're best at and use your strength and use the opponent's strengths against them. And Newberg's big and heavy up front in the box. We'll see what their cardio looks like here if they decide to stretch that a little bit more. Big score there with 9:35 to go here in the first half, second quarter. Mountainside set to kick off. Tyler Dahlbach took a shot there on that PAT. Moving pretty well, though, so that's a good sign. Don't want to see anybody getting dinged up here this late in the season. We get to see Newberg's return for the first time here. Big kick right down the middle. It's going to 1-hop, 2-hop, 3-hop, pop out of bounds.
Ball goes out of bounds.
Newberg roll, a little squirrel on the outside there. But it's going to be 1st and 10 for Newberg on the 35-yard line. Mountainside versus Newberg broadcast presented by our title sponsor, Kerry Hughes. Keller Williams Realty Professionals. Kerry Hughes is the top-rated local real estate expert for the last 3 years running. You can find her anywhere on Facebook, Instagram, or KerryHughesHomes.com, because home is where the heart is. Those are words that they live by. They bring a high level of connection into every home sale. So if you're interested in selling your home, buying a home, or just finding out more information about the current real estate market, get a hold of Kerry. Big carry right there for number 34, Hudson Davis.
Hudson Davis showing some of his speed. A really nice sweep play to the right, but great effort by Justin Hughes, number 2 for Mountainside, running him down from behind. Saved about an extra 15 yards of space that he could have gotten.
Newberg hustling up the line of scrimmage here, trying to get a little quick, see if they can take advantage of some fatigue factor. Going strong off that edge. Hudson Davis again. Man, he is just a load.
You know, Newberg seems to be attacking that right side pretty strongly. Maybe they see something on tape, a gap there that they can exploit, or maybe a mismatch. They do have some pretty good size over there. They've got number 77, Connor O'Brien, 6'3", 285, a senior on the right tackle spot there, just wiping that line of scrimmage down.
You know, it's an interesting approach here from Newberg. They've got Owen Hawley out here at wide receiver, stretching out, bringing Andrew Simpson in single-man coverage. They're running zone over the top. They're basically saying, okay, we're going to play 10 on 10. They're just stretching Hawley out. I mean, it's almost like youth football. We're going to put you on the other side of the field. But whereas youth football, that was usually the kid you didn't see get the ball very often. That's one of their best receivers. And they're taking out one of Mountainside's best DBs. Interesting tactic.
You know, it's smart by Mountainside to make sure that that guy's covered, because they do have the arm strength and Durrell to get it deep to him, even off a play-action boot. So you're really forced to stick someone on him who can cover, and it really does take him out of the game a little bit on these run plays.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 timeout for the Tigers. They lead 14-7, 8:28 to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, very excited about this one, our good friends over at Biscuits Cafe. They specialize in tasty omelets. Did you know that, Alex?
Oh, I know, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Homemade biscuits and gravy, soup salads, and gourmet hamburgers. We love our friends over at Biscuits, and they've been a huge supporter of the Mavericks program. We got a great video from the Biscuits owner coming up at halftime. Super glad for their support. You know, of all the industries absolutely hit, Biscuits has been one of them with the restaurants during the pandemic that's been very difficult for everybody, and they're doing their best in every capacity, and we want to do what we can to help them as well. So a Farmers Insurance first down here for the Tigers. Charles Pontrelli, big supporter of the Mavs program in this broadcast. Oh, and a breakaway after they – oh, no. Mountainside thought for sure that they were blowing that dead on progress, and he kept those legs churning. Price Potier, quick score for the Tigers.
Such breakaway speed he's got when he sees that open field, and extreme balance. Like you said, Mountainside kind of pulling up, thinking that he had been stopped, and then boom, he squirted out to the right side. And man, they just love that right side of their line of scrimmage, Jake. They got 2 seniors over there. I mentioned Connor O'Brien, but Alec Love, also a senior there at right guard, 5'11", 220, and they've just been killing them over there on that right side tonight.
High snap, Valdez punches it quick. That was close.
That'll draw a flag.
Yeah, that's going to get a flag, but the PAT is up and good. 3 for 3. The big kicker.
Tough one there. Looked like number 56 for Mountainside, Landon Sherman, kind of had a lot of momentum, and he left his feet, which didn't allow him to change directions, and he kind of had to tumble right into the kicker. And that'll cost them 15 here on the kickoff. So we'll see if we can get this 5th kickoff of the game to not go out of bounds, because 3 of them have.
You know, and that's a tough one too, because high snap like that, placeholder has to go up to get it, throws everybody's timing off. You basically decide, I'm at full speed, I got to go for this. You're going for the block, and he just, you know, unfortunate timing there, and nothing egregious, but almost have to throw the flag every time on that. 8:17 to go here in the second. Newberg striking quick. Like we said, Alex, that was a short defensive set for the defense for Mountainside, keeping them a little fresher for offense for those guys playing 2 ways. That might not be a bad thing.
You know, with most teams, you want to give your offense a little rest, but when their offense is out there playing defense, then it's no big deal, right? So the bigger thing is gaining momentum.
Yep.
I remember playing 2 ways in high school, and when everybody's playing 2 ways, when you start getting momentum, it really translates quickly to both sides of the football. A big factor here tonight is going to be fatigue. Mountainside seems a little bit to be getting a little tired. Newberg seems to have a few less guys going both ways. We'll see if that benefits them as the game continues.
So 21-0 after the penalty. Kickoff from the Newberg 45.
Well, it's twice they've kicked it out of bounds to the left. You got to wonder if they're trying to avoid number 4 there, Simpson, getting the ball in his hands.
I am not going to call myself an expert, but that would be exactly what I would try to do as well. And Simpson's going to stretch over, and he's going to take it right at the 1. He's going to get a return opportunity. Good setup here. Breaks to the outside. Simpson's going to get a couple extra yards on that one, and about a 20-yard return there for Andrew Simpson. And Newberg couldn't quite get that. You know, that crosswind coming in from the west makes it a little tough kicking in that direction this half.
Indeed it does, and a guy like Simpson, extremely explosive, but very impressive. Newberg's ability to keep him contained, not let him get the sideline, and flock to the football. And that's what I noticed about this Newberg team. Great tracking skills, very athletic across the board.
Handoff underneath, going to the run early. Number 1, Carson Wilner. You know, I kind of like that call, Alex, because I'll bet you anything the Newberg defense was sitting there going, oh, they're going to pass, they're going over the top, here we go, and then there goes Carson with a nice little 3.5, 4-yard carry on first down.
Yeah, you'll take that every time. It's not completely ideal. You'd like to get 5 or 6, but you know, 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, very manageable for this Mountainside team.
Wind picking up here out at the stadium. 2nd and 6. Mannion back to pass over the top. Rips it to his man, number 3, Sammy Cohen. Cohen crosses the sticks, and another Farmers Insurance first down for the Mavericks. Charles Pontrelli, 14250 Southwest Barrows Road. Farmers Insurance sponsoring the first downs tonight. And that was a big one for Mountainside, moving the chains there. 7:15 to go here in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Mavs on their 36-yard line. Underneath, Hughes a little low, and ball dropped. Little shift in the defense here for Newberg. Not quite locking down the double coverage on Simpson here. Letting that one off a little bit. And you know that head coach over there on that Mountainside sideline sees that every single time.
Yeah, that's playing with fire, Jake, but got to imagine they're just tempting them to go for it. They figure they can try to run with them with one guy. It's a reverse matchup to what we saw when Newberg's on offense.
Swing past the outside. I'll tell you what, Alex, the thing I'm most impressed with right now in this Newberg defense, their penalty flag going late and going high. That's not an egregious hit, but it's definitely one that's going to get a flag. But I'll tell you, their closing speed, pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely, all across the board. These are athletes on the field. Even the big fellas, everybody's staying in great position, keeping the ball in front of them. And as we saw with Sunset 3 weeks ago, that's a huge thing to do against this Mountainside team. They got so many weapons, but when you got guys that can flock to the ball, contain, keep their gaps, you give yourself a real good chance.
So after the penalty walk-off here, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mavericks on the Newberg. Oh, there they go. Now they got it. Not 14 yards, 15 yards. The Newberg 47-yard line. Again, not an egregious hit, but definitely one warranted. Just got a little bit too high, and sometimes that happens when you're going full speed. Mannion under center here. Winger set on the near side. Extra blockers in there. Going for that first down carry. Gets another 3 on it. Carson Wilner doing his best E.J. Broussard impersonation there, lowering the shoulders and pushing that pile. Pretty solid drive out of the legs there from Mr. Wilner.
Another gain of 3 or 4 on first down, and again, they'll take it, setting up the opportunity to potentially go back to that gun and look downfield a little bit for Mannion.
6:30 to go here in the first half. Mannion under center. 2-back set. Newberg showing blitz. Coming in the B-gap, bringing pressure. Mannion, plenty of time, going deep over the top. Double coverage, and that's going to stretch just outside. Tell you what, they were looking for Andrew Simpson on that one, and Newberg safety number 4, Armin Tarakian, just sat at home on that, waiting for it. A little bit of tailwind floated that ball out, and Simpson did not have a chance to get underneath that.
Very nice coverage by Armin, and as well as Owen Hawley back there running with Simpson. Impressive job of getting out in front of him and staying out in front of him, and Mannion couldn't just lay it up for him like he likes to. They have to look elsewhere and try something different, it looks like to me.
Good job by the O-line for Mountainside that time. They're blocking. They tightened up those splits a little bit, I think, Alex, and they gave Mannion plenty of time to air that one out. Trips on the top side, 3rd and 7. Mannion double clutch, drops it, ball on the ground, wisely falls on top of it. Not something he wants to do, but doesn't compound it. Ball just kind of popped out of his hands there. It looked like it was a little, almost like it was a little slippery for him.
Yeah, the temperature's dropped a little bit here in the last few minutes as the winds picked up. And we saw that being a factor 3 weeks ago against Sunset, a little bit of ball security issues, some dropped passes here. Mannion kind of fumbles it while he's trying to throw it. And like you said, very smart of him to get on top of that. You don't see these Mannions make a lot of dumb plays.
Big punt, big kick, flies out of bounds. So Newberg here will take over after the punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Here high in the box, and
oh yeah, it's a lot of fun up top.
Shake.
It's a lot of fun up top right now. So 1st and 10. That whistle is cracking me up.
The old electric whistle.
Yeah, the old electric whistle because it can't take the mask off.
Classic pandemic.
Exactly. 1st down carry here. Hudson Davis. All 5'9" of him, 200 pounds. That is just a load, Alex. I mean, I would consider us a couple of tall guys. I don't know if I can get low enough, even when I was in high school, to tackle a guy like that. He is just low to the ground, and then he's his partner there, 5'6".
Yeah, that's a heck of a 1-2 punch. I'll tell you what.
Oh my goodness. 2nd and 6 here. We got a flag from the near side. Kind of in the neighborhood of a formation or alignment penalty. See what they call. So 5-yard penalty on the Tigers. Back it up, and that's good news for the Maverick faithful. Going to be 2nd and 11 now. Take what you can get where you can get it sometimes.
Yeah, that's the one thing about a wing T team is it's tough to get behind the sticks. Of course, this wing T team could be a little different because they do have that ability to air it out, but you don't like to get backed up.
No safety high coverage here. Mountainside packing the box, expect and run. That's what they get right up the middle. Breaking it across. Big hit at safety by Dahlback. Boy, he stopped what was looking like a very strong downhill run for the end zone. Dahlback, big stop there and keeps him from the 1st down, 3rd and 1.
Fantastic tackle, but a pretty big run for Newberg, picking up, 9-10 yards and putting themselves in a good position to pick up the 1st down right here on 3rd and short.
Handoff again. Goes to Davis. Davis pushes the sticks past the 1st down marker, and they're going to move it. Be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. 1st down presented by Farmers Insurance. Charles Pontrelli, 14250 Southwest Barrows Road, Farmers Insurance. Big thanks to Charles for all the support getting this broadcast up tonight. Handoff underneath. A little of that misdirection again, Alex, and a couple guys looking in the backfield of the hands. Sneaking out of there, Price Potier.
I was looking the wrong way for a moment here. I'm going to have to see the replay to see what happened. Very nice job, right guard pulling left. Again, that's number 52, in fact, Alec Love. The big senior, a great hit he made pulling left, opening up that hole.
Handoff going left side again. Nice tackle there by Mavericks number 52, Manny Ruiz.
Ruiz likes to find the football.
Side. Yes, he does. He's got a nose for it, that's for sure. Saves that one for being a bigger carry. 2nd and 5 here for the Tigers. 3:24 left in the half. Handoff going across the top. Big clear out block there. I'll tell you, that's another thing, Alex. If he's not getting the ball, Dickinson, he's been hitting a number of blocks coming out of the backfield. He's one of the wing backs, one of the multiple options. Hasn't had nearly as many touches as the other guys, but I'll tell you, he is just constantly locking up guys and driving them.
Majorly important role in this wing T is to have backs who can block and lead block through the hole. And again, they pulled Love there, this time to the right, and again a big hit on the edge to clear open that hole.
So on 1st down carry, he gets a little bit of love for that big block. Dickinson gets a handoff on the Farmers Insurance 1st down. moving forward, and we got a Maverick a little bit slow to get up here. Justin Hughes.
Might be that same ankle that he thought he might miss some plays in this game for. So
he's going to take a minute to get up, and while he does that, we're going to thank our title sponsor, who's Carrie Hughes of Carrie Hughes Homes. You can find Carrie Hughes and her whole team at carriehugheshomes.com. They are a Keller Williams Realty professional group. They've been connecting homes with families and families with homes for over 20 years in the Beaverton area. And Alex, did you know that they are the #1 top-rated local real estate expert as voted by the neighborhood app Nextdoor for 3 years running? So the community has voted, the community has spoken, and the community has said that Carrie and her team are the top real estate experts for the last 3 years straight.
Not surprised, Jake. They do a great job, and we're very grateful for them being the title sponsor here tonight.
That we are. Community, family, home, and caring is everything that Carrie and her team are all about. They bring a high level of connection to every home sale. So if you got questions about selling your home, buying a home, or even just want a general inquiry about the current marketplace, which is hotter than Bitcoin, get a hold of Carrie Hughes Homes, carriehugheshomes.com. I know you love your Bitcoin.
Yeah, you look to see the reaction on my face. That's a big claim, but it's true.
2nd and 6 here, and Newberg. Big carry there. Going to be short of the sticks, though. Good first down saving tackle by the Mavs. Bring up a 3rd and 2 with 2:20 to go here in the second.
3rd down, 4th down, short to go situation has been really good for Newberg, Jake.
Make sure and stick around at halftime. We got a great video from our friends over at Biscuits Cafe. Lead us in halftime. 3rd down carry. Potier gets the Farmers Insurance first down on that carry. Going to move the sticks here. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers on the Maverick 21-yard line. Clock winds, under 2 minutes to go here. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. See what kind of clock management Newberg comes up with here. Stretch run to the outside and a flag in the neighborhood of holding. Big stretch runs like that, Alex. I know what you're thinking right there. First thing is going to be an offensive hold.
That's true, Jake. When you're running towards the ball going outside, it can be very difficult if you just get beat early and quickly on the right side there. You'll probably see someone open up their hands and grasp some cloth. Anytime the referees see that, very easy call to make, and they'll walk them off 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
So a little bit of positive momentum there for the Mavs, moving the Tigers back. So it'll be 1st and 22. Now on the Mountainside 33-yard line. Haven't seen Newberg try to air it out here in a bit. And here it is, play action going over the top, looking. Deep ball thrown over the top, gets behind coverage, and that is a deep touchdown, Newberg.
Wow, what a throw off his back foot. Pressure in his face, pretty good rush by the Mountainside front four. But he still gets it out, and what a beautifully and perfectly thrown football. Tight spiral, right in the breadbasket for 6, and that'll take him up 27-7 here with 1:31 left in the half.
Big play action pass there, and Dickinson just got behind the DB, and it was just enough to get that space to make that catch.
Mountainside's put some good pressure on the field goal team here to see if they can get one home. I keep on thinking they're going to get one blocked.
It's pretty close, but you know when you got that thicker kicker power, Alex, Valdez puts it up 4 for 4 on the PATs. 28-7 here with 1:31 to go in the first half. You know, right now if you're Mountainside, it's 4-1, right? You just want to see if you can maybe put one on the board before you go to halftime, or at least get a decent offensive series here to go into half. I got to think there's going to be some pretty solid adjustments made. That's one thing we've seen out of this defensive front. They're really good at adjusting at halftime. And against a wing like this, I got a feeling that the coaches are going to have a few keys for them to look at open up the second half.
Absolutely, Jake. And offensively, you know, they've had trouble running the football against this big front seven from Newberg, but they've done really, really well pass protecting. And I just wouldn't be surprised if Mountainside found their way back in the game by just dropping back and throwing it, because Mannion, just having a last name like that, always dangerous downfield.
So Valdez set to kick here. Win picking back up again. This time it's going to be on your screen right to left and coming at you. See if he decides to try and punch it out of the back of the end zone with that tail one and keep it away from Simpson. This one just stacks up, and Simpson's going to get an even better return here, set up at the 15. Little dance, little step, bring it out to the 30 and going to get packed up. Ball pops out.
There was no whistle.
There was no whistle. Those electronic whistles are hard to hear. I think it's causing some issues. Tell you what, big shout out right there. Number 44 for Newberg, Connor Croskery, was in on that tackle on Simpson. Simpson, went down, and Croskery, first guy to put his hand up to give Simpson a hand up off the turf. Great sportsmanship there from both sides. Simpson taking the hand to get off, and no harm, no foul. I think they called him down, but there was either no whistle or a very, very weak whistle. So 1st and 10 here for the Mavs on their 30-yard line. Minute 21 to go here in the half. Mannion back to pass. Plenty of time. Great pocket. Wide open in the flat. Great catch, number 10, Caden Kingsbury. Kingsbury takes it all the way across midfield into Newberg territory. 1st and 10 Mavs on the Newberg 49-yard line.
Great protection, great route by Kingsbury, and Mannion puts it right on him. And here they'll hurry back on the ball so they can maximize the clock here to end the half.
Clock stop on the first down move, and back to pass again. Great protection. They've picked up those splits. Mannion, tons of time with the clutch. He's going to keep it, run out of bounds. Steps out for about a 3-yard gain. Smart play by Mannion. And I'll tell you what, showing some wheels. He might only gain 3 yards, but he had to run about 55 to get there. Full all the way from the other hash mark. That was a bit of a hustle for Brian.
Really nice job of getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, so they can get in the huddle and draw up another play like the previous one where they can air it out downfield.
Very mature quarterback play from the junior QB there. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Mavs. And like we said, Alex, just got to see if you can put a good series together, put one on the board before halftime, get some good momentum. So far, so good here. 2nd and 7 on the Newberg 47-yard line. Newberg running that high cover 2 over the top. Mannion, pressure coming in his face. Late low hit, ball stretched out, can't quite get there. Just not enough air underneath it for Kingsbury. Tell you what, he is slicing and dicing this Tiger secondary though, Alex.
Kingsbury running really nice routes. That time Mannion a little bit more pressure in his face than he's had all night. Still got it away, but boy, that was a scary hit to take as a quarterback, coming right into the post leg. And he's lucky to be completely healthy, standing up right here with 56 seconds left on the clock. They've got a chance here, Jake. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. They're going to need to get the sticks moving and head on down to that end zone right here. Let's see if they go deep.
Newberg sitting back, not bringing any pressure except that front 3. Mannion with the keep up the middle. Good play call right there from Mannion on the option. Keeps it and runs right up Broadway. I'll tell you what, excellent work there by the QB, reading that deep secondary coverage. Nice delay, Alex.
Look at that block by Whitehead there, coming back towards Mannion, number 11. Great effort.
Perfect.
Drove
in
him
front of
about
the shoulders.
6 yards to allow him to get out of bounds, and that is gigantic.
And that was a big comeback block, too, because he made sure to get in front of him and keep his hands in the numbers in his chest, and no chance of a block in the back to take away that brilliant delayed draw. Tell you, he either sold it so well that he faked us out or that was designed, but that was a well-timed play. 1st and 10 here for the Mavs. Play action underneath, stepping up in the pocket again. In the hole, finds the zone. Still on his feet, still going, number 3, Sammy Cohen. Cohen moves it all the way down. Maverick first down, 1st and 10 on the Newberg 12-yard line. Moves the sticks, 40 seconds to go. Mountainside, 2 timeouts left. Clock, and we got a Newberg timeout. So tell you what, you put some pressure on him, and Newberg forced to call the timeout. Mountainside forcing the issue, Alex. Got to like it.
Absolutely, Jake. Mannion put that ball on an absolute rope. Cohen showing his ability to run after the catch tonight. He had the long touchdown earlier, and right here, great balance, bouncing off tackles, making cuts. He's got the ability to move that football, and I was thinking there for a second he might find the end zone.
I thought so too, but instead he found a Farmers Insurance first down. And I'll tell you the best part about that, Newberg running that zone, he sat in the perfect spot, broke into that opening with brilliant timing to just give him a chance to settle in that zone. Newberg realized it collapsed, but it was too little too late. Rope from Mannion. And Sammy doing some damage.
Seems like Newberg's starting to dial up some blitzes, assuming they're going to be throwing the football, trying to get a little more pressure on Mannion. So those big fellas up front, great against the run, but not getting a ton of pass rush. Got to credit Mountainside with the pass protection up front.
Four-man front here for Newberg this time. To your point, Alex, bringing a little more pressure on Mannion. Toss coming to near side. Flag early, and that play is going nowhere fast. Wilner. Looked like an illegal shift against Mountainside. Forcing Mountainside here to call a timeout to stop the clock. With 32 seconds left in the first half.
Newberg doing an excellent job of contain. You had Hudson Davis right there stepping up. Also number 11, Charlie Evans, stepping up there, keeping him contained on the toss play. And like I said earlier, Mountainside loves getting outside of the box and running in space. Newberg not allowing it here tonight.
So after the penalty, 1st and 15. Mannion back to pass, max protection going over the top, finds his man, a backhand catch, and he's got it, Alex. Number 3, Sammy Cohen. Catch of the year for Cohen. Touchdown, Mavericks.
Wow, Cohen, another big play. I thought about 2 different times that he was going to bobble and drop that. Reached back with his left hand. We'll have a replay right here. Able to cradle it in. Watch how close he came to not getting a hand on that. Had to reach back across his body and kind of made a one-hand catch, bobbled it to himself and brought it in. Big touchdown to end the half here for Mountainside.
And that's just what the doctor ordered, Alex. 6 more points on the board. Newberg jumps offside. That's an interesting. I think they're going to still opt to make the kick here with a guy like number 28, Tyler Dahlback there, guaranteed points. But I'll tell you what, Alex, that's what you need going into halftime. Just close that gap. You got 21 seconds here. Now all you got to do is make about 2 stops on defense. Newberg, 1 timeout left. Great way to take it to the half. High snap, ball down. Dahlbach, the block.
Boy.
Flying in at Mach 2 for the Tigers.
Sam Murphy flying in there. Great job laying out for that block point.
Check this out on the Plaid Pantry replay. Shot from a gun. Murphy murdered that football.
Perfect timing laying out for that. Completely stretched out his hands. And, you know, the key is that a player will be tempted to jump at the kicker's actual foot, but they coach you to outstretch your hands just about a yard out in front of that block point, and that's exactly what he did. Got 2 hands on it. An excellent blocked PAT attempt. No guaranteed points in this game, Jake.
Definitely not. You know how important those PATs are down the line. 21 seconds to go here in the half. Tailwind for Dahlbach. Big boot right down the middle, and that's going to drive Newberg all the way back in the end zone for the touchback. So using that big leg, Newberg will be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Facing the clock. Got to think they're going to get at least a couple of attempts here. Maybe not just clock the ball and go to halftime. They haven't thrown much, but they have the capacity to. So very curious to see what the Tigers decide to close out their offensive possession of the half with. Handoff under center going right down the middle, keeping it conservative. Bryce Potier, first down carry.
When you got a guy like Potier and you got an offense like this, a little trap up the middle is a great solution right there. Rather than taking a knee, you give him a chance. You see what he does on first down. If he gets a big gain, you
maybe go for it,
time out, and throw it downfield. But they'll let that clock run out, taking us into the halftime.
That's right. So at the half, Mountainside coming back with a score late. They trail 13-28 against the Tigers here. At halftime, want to remind everybody to stick around here. We got a great video from our Biscuits Cafe friends over on Shoals Ferry Road. Biscuits Cafe, specializing in those tasty omelets and the homemade biscuits and gravy and all the other goodies for your enjoyment. So Biscuits, they've got a video here, and then we also want to make sure you stick around at halftime because we've got a senior Spirit Squad getting honored at the half. So make sure and stick around during the half here. But in the meantime, check this video spot out from Biscuits, and we'll catch you in just a few minutes.
Hey, welcome in, Mountainside football fans. Ryan here with Biscuits Cafe, Shoals Ferry. We are super excited to have football back in the community, and we're looking forward to another great season. Go Mavericks! We are also ready to celebrate inside dining with all of you and your families. We are open 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day, providing a safe environment so you can sit back, relax, and score a great meal here at Biscuits Cafe. See you soon. Go Mavs!
Tonight, we celebrate our first ever 4-year program athlete and graduating senior of the Mountainside Mavericks cheerleading program. We have an amazing senior who has contributed so much to our program, and we are so thrilled to have the opportunity to recognize her and her family. We wish her all the best as she heads into the next chapter, and want to thank her for everything she has done to help build our program. Please help us congratulate Maddie Longwell. Parents are Mike and Stacy, and sister Mackenzie. Maddie is committed to attend Oregon State next fall. Maddie would like to thank her parents and sister for supporting her through every game and competition. She would also like to thank her coaches for teaching her everything she knows and always being there for her. A round of applause for Maddie Longwell.
And welcome back to suddenly blustery Mountainside High School. It's whipping up here, Alex. A little bit windy here coming out of the half. Glad to have you all with us, and glad to get through that halftime recognition of our senior cheerleader and spirit squad captain down there. That was pretty awesome for them. Big thanks again to the halftime sponsor of Biscuits Cafe on Shoals Ferry Road. Biscuits specializing in tasty omelets and homemade biscuits and gravy soups, salads, and gourmet hamburgers. Their success coming from the commitment to the excellence and how they treat their customers and employees. They've been wonderful support to the Mavs and the community in so many ways for so long, especially during this wild pandemic. Craziness, to say the least. And as well as our friends at Biscuits, we would not be here if it was not for Carrie Hughes and Carrie Hughes Homes, the title sponsor of the broadcast tonight. Kickoff here from Dahlback. Big boot with the wind assist, and that's going to take another one hop out of bounds. I'll tell you what, Alex, I don't think they could try to do that and make that happen if they wanted to any less. It has been something for both squads, a major issue this tonight.
Yeah, I think it's equal parts super wind and very dangerous return men that they're trying to keep it out of their hands, and the wind just takes off with it, and as soon as it hits the ground, it kind of continues in that direction, bouncing out. That's 4 now we've had starting out on the 35-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Windy as all get out up here. They call it a breezeway for a reason. Right back to what they were doing in the first, and a great adjustment there. Mountainside defense stopping that carry, which went for so many in the first half. A little bit of rest and recovery, though, at halftime. A little bit fresh legs. See if they can get a couple of stops here. Get back on offense and keep that momentum going. 2nd and 4 for the Tigers.
Newberg's yardage after first contact has been really impressive. Never a huge breakaway except for the one, but always at least 2 yards, Jake, as they fall forward and run their feet. These guys are powerful.
Little stunt on the defense and a touchdown saving tackle by Carson Wilner. Not before Portier gashes the Mavericks. 2nd level defense. 1st and 10 for the Tigers on the Mountainside 46-yard line.
Boy, that one was close. Portier smelled that end zone from 40 yards away, and really nice Wilner shoestring tackle to save that touchdown.
He gets a little sniff of daylight, and he gets faster. 1st and 10 for the Tigers here. Hand off to the wingback that time. Portier coming from the outside. Keeping it confusing, to say the least, for this Mountainside squad. 2nd and 5.
Portier down the carry. Then Sherman on the tackle on the 5. 2nd and 5.
Handoff on the sweep, going all the way outside. Good stretch and flattening out of the defense. Number 52 for the Mavs, Manny Ruiz. Great tackle there for Mountainside.
Still looking for Ruiz to make one of his patented big turnovers, Jake. We've seen him in almost every game we've covered punch that ball out in the 3rd and 4th quarter. It's always impressive.
Yep, he saves them for late when they're the most important, so keep our eye on that one. We got a wounded Tiger here on the field, taking a second to get up. Well, he does that. We're going to give a big thanks again to our title sponsor, Carrie Hughes and Carrie Hughes Homes. They're a Keller Williams Realty professional group. They've been connecting families with homes in the Beaverton community for over 20 years. Carrie Hughes cares about community, and they are the top Keller Williams Realty professionals in the Portland metro area and one of the largest brokerages as well. And as we mentioned in the first half, they've been the top-rated local real estate expert as voted by the Nextdoor app for the last 3 years running. So the community as well has said Carrie Hughes Homes, that's the place you want to be. 3rd down and 3, toss to the outside with a cutback. Good initial contact by Simpson. Waiting for some Mavs to come help him out, and one of the big ones, 11, Brayton Whitehead, finished him off. But I'll tell you what, great edge side hold there from Simpson to give the rest of his Mavs time to rally over and finish that play.
Yeah, I was looking like Dickinson was going to do the patented fall forward for 4 yards that Newberg's been doing all night, but Mountainside had different plans, rallying to the tackle, and 3 or 4 guys getting over there, bringing him down for just short of that 1st down.
So big 4th down here for the Mavs defense. Oh, and he breaks out again out of that backfield, and he's scampering for the end zone. Quick run. Price Portier with another Newberg touchdown. He's fast, but he just looks even faster as he gets more open space. That window opens up, and he just gets quicker.
Indeed, Jake. A quick hitter to the left side on 4th and 4, and he goes almost untouched. Such speed on the little power back, and the perfect type of running back for the wing T approach. He could do the quick hitters, he could stretch it out, and as you saw there, he can break away from the secondary and burn into the end zone.
So PAT coming up.
There it is.
And there's the block you were looking for. Can't return those, but I'll tell you what, doesn't take away. Landon Sherman, number 56, the senior linebacker and outside rush specialist with the big block. So they got that PAT back from earlier, Alex. It's 1-1 on the special teams defense now.
That'll come into play big time if Mountainside's able to bring it back here, down 34-13, 9:34 in the third quarter. You know, I was talking to, like I mentioned before, I was talking to Justin earlier in the week, and I asked him which lineman I should feature. And then he said him right there, and he said he's also a best linebacker.
Yeah.
And I said, no, Justin, I think you're your best linebacker on the team. He laughed. Such a humble guy.
He would never consider himself the best at anything, and that's why he is arguably on any given football field the best football player on the field.
Yeah, committed to Western Oregon now to play football.
That is the best news I've heard all day. That will be
Hughes,
fabulous.
Number 2.
Big kick, wind assisted, driving all the way back in a one hop out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the kicks this direction have been considerably more successful for Newberg than early on. 9:34 to go here in the third. Mountainside. You know, the good news about that, like we were saying in the first half, quick hit from Newberg like that, it's going to keep their two-way guys a little bit fresher for offense. And a shootout-type game might just be exactly what Mountainside needs to pull out the victory in this one, because they just don't quite have the wheels under them to go both ways for 4 quarters of grinding out a bunch of wing T long drives.
Indeed.
First down carry. Face mask got missed there, and taking a page out of the Tigers playbook. Adam Wummy.
Wow.
Churning those legs. Double deuce. Great run there for a good solid 7. Man, look at those legs churn.
Not having Broussard's been a big pain for them, but that helps right there. Getting some of those hard-earned yards, taking them all the way down to 2nd and 3. Great gain on first down.
2-back set here, Manning under center. Play action, tons of time, steps up, over the top, finds his man. Simpson with a big catch, first one for him since the first quarter. All the way down to the Mountainside 44-yard line, moves the sticks with 8:56 to go here in the third quarter.
You can always tell when Mannion's got his guy wide open. He steps right into it and lets it rip. Puts such force on the football. Doesn't give much of a chance for any DB to close on it. And this is something they're going to need to continue to do well in the second half if they're going to bring it back.
So Farmers Insurance first down there, presented by Charles Pontrelli. Mountainside, 1st and 10, handoff inside. That time sniffed out by the Newberg defense. Ty Adewami, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. No gain. 2nd and 10 now for the Mavs.
Newberg's defense continues to do a great job of stepping up in those gaps. They got their big boys playing both ways. Big number 77 I mentioned earlier on offense, Connor O'Brien playing D-tackle on that side. Very tough to move the big man at 6'3", 285.
That's a large man. Well, that's you only got a couple guys that big over on this side of town this year. So Newberg bringing the meat. Manning back to pass, little jitter step there. Feeling that pressure, quick feet. Didn't quite get his hand underneath that one like he probably wanted to. 3rd and 10 now for the Mavs.
Seemed like he just short-armed it a little bit, and I think you're right. The pressure might have been a factor there. Again, O'Brien up the middle, just getting a great low get-off on that center. And you got to give credit to the Mountainside O-line holding these big boys off with the power rush. If they can give Mannion some time, he can do something with it. We've seen how impressive he is throwing the ball downfield with great receivers to get open too. We'll see what they do here on 3rd and 10.
Wind picking back up here again at Mountainside Stadium. Trips to the near side, single back set. Mannion back to pass. Big rush coming up in his face. Takes a shot. Underthrown as he gets hit on the throw. Had a man open in the zone. Looking at Parker Groth there. Settled right down underneath that high safety, but Mannion took a shot right in the gut as he threw it, and that ball just dropped a little bit short. It's going to bring out the Maverick punt team.
Just a little bit of a strong side linebacker blitz there. Charlie Evans coming up hot down the B gap. A nice little twist he ran with the defensive end. Alec Love, the big fella. Pressure, not what you want to see there when you're trying to throw a deeper one on that 3rd and 10.
High hang time kick. Great punt. Great coverage from the Maverick special teams group. Tackle made downfield all the way at the 19-yard line by number 58 for the Mavs, John Tyson.
Talk a lot about the heart of this Mountainside team, and you're really seeing these guys not losing a step, being down by 4 scores, really, swarming to the football, picking each other up. And this defensive series, very, very important that they make a stop and get their team the ball back.
That's a big punt right there, Alex, putting Newberg all the way down. I mean, not that they can't explode for yardage, but you like to see them with a longer field than a shorter one with this offense.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Mountainside pack in the box. Contact made at the line of scrimmage. The whistle timing has been nothing short of confusing for the players here.
It's funny, you never really notice how important the inflection of a human whistle is to be able to tell what's going on. I thought maybe they were going to call it dead before the snap there or something, the way that sounded. Pretty early whistle, but I guess that's what you got to do when it's an electronic whistle, which of course is a factor of the pandemic. I actually learned last week that you can't blow a whistle through a face mask.
Interesting.
Yeah, it completely stops it.
You'd think you could maybe do like some kind of porthole with a little sealant or duct tape on there. And
yeah. No, I was needing to blow it pretty bad, and I was just fumbling with it. It wouldn't blow. I was trying to go under the mask, over the mask. It's rough, so you can't blame these guys going with the electric whistle.
It definitely doesn't carry well in the wind, and it is whistling up here at Mountainside.
Yeah, it seems to be just consistently picking up just about a mile per hour every 4 or 5 minutes here.
2nd and 5 here for the Tigers. Handoff underneath, and big run again up the middle. Potier with another Farmers Insurance first down. Moving the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their 35-yard line.
Just a clinic being put on by these big 5 guys up front with Potier behind them. A number of tough running backs they have, but Potier, the feature back, very impressive. His ability to stop, go, change directions, be patient, hit it quick, hit it fast, and run guys over. He can do it all.
6:45 to go here in the third. Handoff coming to the near side. Good cutback again. Big drag down tackle by number 61 for the Mavs. Caden Carver just hooking in and dropping anchor to try and pull him down. That's a load, and that's a lot of strength there from Caden to be able to at least get him down to the ground at those hips, because he is not easy to bring down.
Yeah, Grant Dickinson, a very strong runner, a great option, kind of the third running back they go to. Such a powerhouse running back backfield they have.
Handoff up the middle and popped right at the sticks by number 52, Manny Ruiz. He came in and dropped the hammer to keep him from getting that first down. 3rd and 1 for Newberg.
One of my favorite players in the state, Jake, and he just always steps up in the big situations. And right there, a crucial tackle, making it 3rd and short, giving his team a chance.
I miss our Buffalo Wild Wings show with these guys, and Manny just coming in. Those guys are such good kids. Big 3rd down carry there. Going to be a Farmers Insurance first down for Portier into Maverick territory. 1st and 10 for Newberg on the 44-yard line.
No surprise, Newberg going to the right behind the big fellas, O'Brien and Love. And they love to go to that side of the line of scrimmage because those big fellas are just clearing out space. That time, Love cracked down on Ruiz, took him out of the play, and lots of room to run. Lots and lots of room to run.
So 1st and 10 here for the Tigers. There's that play action. Oh, and first opportunity for the catch. And just off the back hip was Hawley. Replay coming up here, Alex, with the Plaid Pantry replay. See it here. He just kind of had to wheel around and reach back and just was a little bit too hot.
Interesting play design is play action, screen fake, and a really nice route out there on the edge by Hawley. Got himself up, but just couldn't bring it in. A little bit cold out here now tonight.
Formation shift here for the Tigers. Got it right that time. They got called for procedure earlier. Big hit at the line of scrimmage, but again, falling forward for 4 yards every time. Number 34 for Newberg, Hudson Davis.
Another big fella out of the backfield, and just the misdirection, the speed of this offense. Everybody's on the same page. Very, very crispy is how I would describe this wing tee. And again, one of the better wing tee offenses I've seen in recent years. And coming out of Newberg, you know, it's just kind of fitting out there, kind of a blue-collar offense, and they are pounding the football here tonight.
So 3rd and 6 here for Newberg. Handoff underneath. Just contacted the line, but able to drive forward and move the sticks again. Number 30, Price, Potier, and that's going to move it one more time. And that's basically been the story of the game. You know, Mountside's doing a great job putting Newberg into 3rd down situations, 3rd and decently long, but man, that kid, he just does not stop after contact. Coming up on 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Little scoop handoff underneath there. Be the equivalent of the fullback dive out of this offense. That was quick. I think that's the Q position technically out of the wing, isn't it?
I'm not sure, but that's a tough one to stop there.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's got misdirection and quick hitter on it.
Yeah.
And when they've been just gashing him to the right side on the normal play there, they call that a down play. This one a little bit of a reverse underneath sweep, and a really nice job of effort by Mountainside sniffing that out.
Yep.
And that's one thing, when you got those pulling guards, you have a chance for those linebackers to get an early read on which way the ball might be going, and Mountainside sniffed that one out right there.
Handoff this time to the Mr. Automatic. Goodness. I'll tell you, it's a shortened season. Potier's only a junior. I'd be real curious to see if he can end up with the rushing title at the end of the season with a full season, if everybody was tracking stats and all, you know, kind of like a normal season would go, because he is just accumulating yards in bunches.
I'm sure he's looking forward to this fall when he'll get that chance to have that normal season, but he'll be without some of those senior big offensive linemen. We'll see what they have to refill.
1st and 10 here for Newberg. Back to pass. Airing it out, going deep over the top. Flag in the secondary. Simpson. Great coverage. Ball was well out of bounds for Howley, but Durrell, good arm, got it up there about 10, 15 yards. That wind took it and just sailed.
Yeah, and you throw it that high in the air, I think it might have been a little bit overthrown anyways, but that wind definitely carried it about 3 or 4 yards out of bounds.
So Mountside will accept the penalty, another shift penalty against Newberg. Shift with an F, just to clarify. A shift penalty. So it'll be 1st and, let's see here, after the penalty.
Looks like they might end up declining it, or it's going to go the other way.
Well, looks like they declined it actually. So they're going to go 2nd and 10 now.
I think a smart decision by Mountainside. You get a chance to get them 2nd and 10, not something they get to see very often. See if they go with the quick run on 2nd and 10.
And they do, and Mountside able to stack, pack, and rack. Good flow on that one up against Hudson Davis. Our man Manny getting it done. Only 1 yard gain, 3rd and, we'll call it a short 9 here for Newberg. This is that dangerous territory, you know, where normally a wing T team, you'd be, okay, 3rd and 9, they're in trouble. This has not been the case with this Newberg squad.
Yeah, you get the feeling they could run it up the middle still at 3rd and 9, which is always kind of a surprise too, but they're going to throw it.
They're going to go back to pass, takes a shot, and good defense over the top. Safety with the hit. Perfect timing, Carson Wilner.
Flags come out very late, very late. It looks like the referees had a chance to kind of look each other in the eye and agree on it. I do think they're going to end up calling it pass interference. He was there so slightly early. There was contact well before the ball got there. It wasn't big, but it was just enough that I thought they could call that penalty. And see if they call it that. Yep. On the defense.
You know, as a defensive guy, if you're not early, you're late, Alex. And that was so quick. I'm gonna. Oh boy, that's a tough one.
It's pretty boom, but it looks to me like you see that little bit of contact there, and well before the ball got there, it wasn't big, like I said, but it was enough to draw the flag, and those refs agreed. They did wait. They took their sweet time on it, but they agreed on that.
So first and goal here from the 10. Excellent stop at the line of scrimmage.
Mountainside really stepping up here on these early downs. For the first time in the game, able to really hold them on from getting 5, 6, 7 yards at least on those first down runs, and that's exactly what they need to do. You've got to slow them down. You got to force them to throw it, and if it weren't for that pass interference penalty, they would have had a stop there previously. Now let's see here, 2nd and goal. See if they can slow them down once more.
Handoff inside, getting 8 in a roll. Number 34. Hudson Davis. See where they spot his knee here. Looks like about the 3-yard line, so that's a good break for Mountainside because he rolled his way right down to the goal line. When you're built like a bowling ball, it's probably pretty easy to become a bowling ball and get those extra yards.
Indeed, Jake. And, boy, 3rd and 4 right here. They could run it. They could throw it. Very versatile offense right here.
Handoff downhill, and Mountainside got him hooked in. We'll see if he crossed. No, they're going to say he's short, Alex. Great stand there from the Mountainside defense. Going to be 4th and goal from the 1.
Boy, oh boy, huge play coming up. Mountainside down 34-13. They need a stop, need to get the ball back into Mannion's hands, and only maybe 1.5 yards to go for Newberg. You know they're up for the challenge. I'm excited for this play.
Great grab there on the replay with him just anchoring in and getting those hips low and pulling back and letting the rest of the crew come and give an assist on that. That was a team tackle to say the least. 4th and goal here for Newberg. Mountainside showing blitz. Bringing the heat right upside. He tackle for a loss. Huge tackle right there for the Mavs. Number 24, Bowen Stinson. What a dominating tackle when they needed it most.
You'll see Bowen Stinson just coming through the backside B gap. A little bit of a blitz, something that Mountainside hadn't been doing a whole lot, trying to more read and flow. Right here, getting into the backfield, Bowen Stinson, a big hit in the backfield, dragging him down. Couldn't ask for a bigger play and a bigger moment for Mountainside.
He timed that snap perfectly too, Alex. You think he might have had a little bit of a feeling on that cadence there, and that was absolute money from Stinson. So now, tall task here, 98 yards to drive. Mannion with the keep this time and trying to get a little bit of breathing room there, and I think he's going to get maybe a yard out of that push at best.
A lot of times a really smart call down here to just get yourself a little bit of space, but tall order against this Newberg D-line. They got some big fellas in there getting off the ball, and 1 yard, you really hope to get more than that in that situation.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter here. This game's flying by. End of 3. Newberg 34, Mountainside 13. Big thanks to our title sponsor for the broadcast, Carrie Hughes of Keller Williams Realty Professionals and CarrieHughesHomes.com. You can find Carrie Hughes and her team anywhere on social media in the interwebs, Facebook, Instagram. Just look up Carrie Hughes. That's Hughes for those listening audio only. CarrieHughesHomes.com. Love where you live. The Homes team with Carrie Hughes, they are absolutely fantastic. Always ready to help you with your real estate needs. They provide powerful negotiation and cutting-edge marketing to go along with their 20-plus years of expertise and professionalism in the community. Big thanks to Carrie Hughes Homes, our title sponsor. So, with 97.5 yards to go here, Alex, 2nd down for the Mavericks.
Well, you got to think that the having the wind at their back will be a little bit of a benefit here, going right to left for Mountainside and quarterback Mannion. He can start to air it out. Maybe he can account for that wind a little bit because it can be a trouble having it push the ball a little further, but they need to hit some deep balls, and that should help them versus having to throw into the wind, of course.
So second down here, opening play of the fourth quarter, live from Mountainside High School. Play action, Mannion, tons of time out of his back foot. He's got it, Mannion over the top. Simpson with the hands, and there he goes, Alex. He's off to the races all the way to the end zone. Number 4, Andrew Simpson with a 98-yard touchdown.
Wow, just what the doctor ordered, Jake. Simpson catches it perfectly in stride, shakes the tackler, and takes it 97 yards. Unbelievable, one of the biggest plays of the year from around the state this year, and right when they needed it, with plenty of time left on the clock, just 13 seconds into the fourth quarter, and they'll close it to 34-19 with the PAT ensuing. Wow.
What a run play. Look at the separation there and the speed from Simpson. Almost the longest play from scrimmage in state history. You recall that 99-yarder that we saw at 99.5 yards that Mr. Tommy Dukart had with Jackson Laurent a couple years ago, but that one's going to be close, a close second. 98 on the books. Mannion with the keep, going to the 2-point conversion.
Wow.
And Mannion walks it in on the delayed draw.
Newberg, 34.
So Mountainside makes up for the missed PAT. Flag on the near side of the field in the neighborhood of words and verbs used that may or may not be appreciated by the officials.
Yep.
So we'll see where that goes. So far, it looks like the points stand 21-34, 13-point ball game with 11:47 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Really nicely designed 2-point play. Nobody expecting Mannion to take it himself. Steps to his right, just kind of pump fakes, and then takes off with it. Nicely blocked on the left side by that O-line. And big 2 points. That'll make it a 13-point difference. You know, they could have had the one and kept it at 14, but now if they're able to make this comeback, they'll have the chance to take the lead if they can get 2 more touchdowns, Jake.
Yeah, those PATs and those blocks, they come back to haunt you just when you least expect it, which should be when you most expect it.
Yep.
34-21 here, 11:47 to go. Mountainside also with the benefit of facing the clock on the way downhill for the rest of this quarter. Definitely an advantage when you've got a quarterback like Mannion and an offense like this that can be so mobile and so quick. Clock management becomes huge in a game like this one.
Indeed, and that's what we're going to see from Newberg. You know, they're going to come out again and try to slow it down, make that clock tick away, get a 1st and 10, 2nd and 4, 3rd and 1, 1st and 10, and just keep doing what they've been doing. What Mountainside needs to do is what they've started doing here recently and stepping up, calling some blitzes, stopping that run, and get the ball back into Mannion's hands with the wind at his back. You know, it's still not easy, but he just put the perfect amount of touch on it, and the wind helped it kind of curve right into Simpson's hands. What a giant play.
There's the electric whistle finally.
We're officially ready to go.
We're officially ready. Dahlback with the kick here. Big boot right down the middle is going to punch that one right out of the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback. So Newberg will take over 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. One thing you're going to want to see out of Mountainside's defensive set here, to your point, Alex, haven't forced a turnover yet. Newberg does a very good job of protecting that ball when they're going through traffic. Mountainside wants to do some damage. Right now would be a great time to force any kind of turnover they can muster. Pack in the box, no safeties high, run underneath inside, and at the line of scrimmage, starting to feel a little bit of rhythm here on the defense. Number 24, Bowen Stinson shuts down Potier for 2-yard carry.
Stinson really coming alive here in the fourth quarter. Great job of stepping up and filling up that A-gap, and a really nice hit and minimal gain for a first down run from Newberg.
So 2nd and 8 here for the Tigers. Play action out in the flat. Oh, a little too tall. That's a tough one. Right-handed quarterback, booting left, running out to the flat left, and having that ball go a little bit behind you. Even the best of receivers aren't going to have a good time with that one.
Yeah, you can see Durrell right at the last second tried to put a little touch on it, and it caused him to throw it a little bit high. Just floated out of the reach there, and not able to come up with it. And this is really big because we get the clock stopping, and we get a 3rd and 8, no gain. Very ideal for the Mountainside defense.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Mountainside High School. And if you're checking out that score that just happened, that was all from a 4th and goal line stand from the Mavericks, turned into a 98-yard scoring drive. Big pressure here. Quarterback sack, Alex. And that'll do. 4-yard loss. Big time 3rd down sack. Going to force the punt from the Tigers.
Little bit of a saw dog action there. The blitzing the Sam and the Will on the outside. Newberg didn't see it coming, didn't have any contention plan for picking it up, and they met right there at the quarterback. A very sound tackle. They made sure to wrap him up, forcing the punt. Huge defensive stop for Mountainside, and they have the momentum.
4th and 15 here. Newberg set to punt. Max Protect on. And a shanked punt. That one's going to land just inside the 40. Takes a little bit of a neutral bounce, going horizontal. So Mountainside will take over 1st and 10 in Tiger territory on the Newberg 43-yard line. Just a little bit off the side of his foot there, and the wind in your face, all those things are going to compound into probably not the punt that they were looking for, but the punt that they got. Mountainside here riding that momentum. Short defensive series again, Alex. Like we were talking about, those two-way guys staying fresh, getting a little bit of juice here.
Lots of juice going on. Lots of pep in their step right now. We'll see if that momentum continues.
Simpson back to double coverage now. Over the top. He's got it in his hands, Alex, and Simpson with a huge catch on the halfback toss.
Whoa. A little bit of trickeration here from Mountainside. Very unexpected.
Cohen coming out of the slot.
On 1st down, with all that momentum, you'd think they'd come out and keep it a little bit conservative and keep it going, but a halfback double handoff toss, unbelievable.
Mannion hands off, a little more conservative here to Wilner. Wilner is going to get about a yard on that, maybe a yard and a half. 2nd and 8 for the Mavericks. Tell you, Simpson coming up big here in the second half.
Absolutely, the speedster finding himself open, having that wind just perfectly help bring that ball right into his breadbasket.
Double coverage back on Simpson again. Newberg, I think they learned their lesson on that one. Mannion, though, tons of targets into the flat. Room to operate. Good cutback from Wilner. Takes the 4 yards and is going to get tackled. Bring up a 3rd and 5. I'll tell you what, Alex, Mannion on these options, he's got plenty of guys downfield. He's making good decisions, and the thing that keeps opening up, you keep watching these holes. That delayed draw, it's got to be coming again. They've been so good at the timing with that, and he's such a good read on that.
That's a good call. That would be a good call right here at 3rd and 7. They're expecting him to drop back and throw it. Wouldn't be surprised to see him fake it and run it. But, man, the decision-making by Mannion here tonight and in this 4th quarter, very impressive.
You're going to commit 2 guys over to Simpson. That's taking 1 guy off the spy, and that gives him plenty of time. Empty backfield set. Mannion over the top. Into the flat. Finds the man himself, Justin Hughes. Catch complete on the 8. Make that the 7 here after the spot. So it'll be a 4th and 5 for Mountainside.
Really nice tackle there by Dylan Stroop, the senior tight end and linebacker. Everybody on Newberg just has such a good ability to stop, change directions, and close on the ball carrier. That could have easily gone for a 1st down, and now they're forcing that 4th and a long 4. See if they can stop him once more.
Empty backfield set. Mannion steps back over the top. Quick hit, and he catches it for the touchdown.
Wow.
Inbounds and down. Number 15, the senior, Parker Groth.
Wow. I was so shocked to see how quickly that ball came out, throwing it into traffic, and I really didn't think he was going to come down with it, but super strong hands by Parker Brock, bringing it in for the touchdown. An incredible 4th down play, just when it's needed most, closing the gap to 34-27, when just moments ago it was 34-13. What an exciting couple plays here in the 4th quarter.
We talked about that at halftime. PAT attempt is up, and it is good. We talked about that at halftime with a couple of guys downstairs. You know, you and I count these games more like 4-1, 4-2. It's not 13 points, it's not 18 points. It's 4-3 now, 5-3 now. One score on the boards makes it 5-4, 34-28, all the numbers. Huge set there from the Mavs, and a big fourth quarter opener. 8:15 to go in the fourth. Big thanks to Plaid Pantry, our locally owned and operated for over 57 years, sponsoring the replays tonight as they strive to give quick, efficient customer service so you can stop by one of their stores, grab your items, and get back on your way fast like you want it to be, fast like this comeback from Mountainside.
Charlie Dolbeck for Mountainside, Armin Karpakian and Owen Holly for Newberg.
So Dahlback with the win. Going to drop that one right about the 1 yard line, and that rolls out of the back of the end zone. Fortunate for Newberg there. Mountainside had good coverage. That ball stalled, giving them plenty of time to get down there.
Yeah, I think they were pretty confident that that wind was going to play a factor and carry that through, and sure it did.
So 8:15 to go here. Mavericks starting to flex that Mountainside muscle a little bit. Newberg's going to have to answer. It's 2 series in a row here. Mountainside's been able to shut them down. A little bit of miscommunication on the defense, but not enough up front. Scraping down the backside of the line. Number 24 for the Mavs. Bowen Stinson having a game.
Wow, that was a big play by Stinson. And also number 56 stepped up, and that's Landon Sherman. Landon Sherman having a night. He's got the blocked kick. Made some big plays here on defense right here, steps up and uses his right shoulder to keep contained while Stinson came from the backside. Great teamwork.
Handoff here, cutting back in, and he finds that hole. He hasn't seen that for a while. Number 30, Price Potier. Big carry there, but short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Tigers.
These type of situations kind of been the story of the night. Newberg been successful a whole lot, but we've seen Mountainside step up as of late when it matters the most. We had the goal line stand, and right here, a giant 3rd and short. We'll see if they go back to the blitz, trying to get them in the backfield.
No safeties, 10 in the box. Mountainside on the line, pushing hard. Oh, it's going to be close, Alex. I think he got the stretch, though. Yeah, by about a half a yard, he got it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Newberg. Clock closing under 7 minutes here in the fourth.
It's a game of inches, Jake, and when that's the case, you got Portier. That's the guy that you want to get the ball to. He can always fall forward to find that extra couple inches, and right there just powering his way, making sure his team got the first down.
Mountainside 100% selling out in a good way on the defense here, keeping that box filled with black jerseys. And another big tackle on the outside edge, this time number 52, the man, Manny Ruiz.
Ruiz making a big play here in the fourth quarter. It just seems like every tick towards that fourth quarter, Ruiz comes more and more alive. And I'm guaranteeing you here, you're going to see him punching for that football because he is a turnover machine.
So 2nd and a long 7 here for the Tigers. Good penetration in the backfield and a great press up front by Mountainside, able to stop him for about 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4 here for Newberg. Clock ticks under 6 to go in the fourth quarter.
Another team effort on that tackle. You had number 51, Mountainside, Mason Turpin coming around from the D-tackle spot, but Manny Ruiz stepped up again and lowered his shoulder and prevented the extra yards after contact. A very good defensive stop right there by Mountainside.
So here we go. Big play here for the Mavs defense. 3rd and 4. Coach is getting excited on the sideline. I think they see something. Big pressure up front. Good stop right there, and he's short, Alex.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. And now here, put your coaching hat on there, sir. This is a tough call. You're short by a yard, but you are on your side of the field. You lead by 1 score.
With this offense, Jake, I've got to go for it. You got to try to put this game away. 5 minutes on the clock. The opportunity to run that clock if you can get the first down. Mountainside been dialing up the blitzes in these situations right there. Had a couple A-gap blitzes coming on either side. We'll see what they do right here. I would be blitzing them again.
Newberg tried to draw him off with a hard 2 count earlier this game. Mountainside stayed home, see if they go for it. They go quick snap, and that's a quick hit. Number 30, Portier, off the guard, rolls off that hip, falls forward for 4. 1st and 10, Newberg.
Such a tough runner, and you see him kind of getting up slow there. A lot of work for that young man. Number 30, Portier, just absolutely crushing it up the middle. And what a big first down run that was there. That's going to buy them another 4 downs at least, and probably be able to milk another 3-4 minutes off the clock, giving Mountainside very little to work with if they're able to get the ball back.
So Farmers Insurance first down there from Portier. Newberg sets up shop on the 45-yard line. And big stop right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a 1-yard gain.
Wouldn't be too surprising to see Newberg, knowing that Mountainside is going to be loading the box and blitzing, to do one of their patented big play actions and see if they can get that ball downfield to put this ball game away. It's definitely there if they want to go for it, and they've got the guy, Owen Hawley, and Durrell has the arm to do it.
That he does, and somehow, some way, the wind has decided to calm here for the closing moments of the fourth. 3:28 to go, clock ticking. A little bit of a fumbled snap there, but able to pull it back in and hand off to the rumble machine, number 34, Hudson Davis. Wilner on the tackle, going to be 3rd and 1. Replay coming up here. Big carry there. I'll tell you, man, they get hit at contact. They just keep those legs going. They just don't stop.
It's one thing to have one back like that, but they have 3, Jake, and just makes it so versatile that they can go to any of those 3 guys in any situation. They got the featured back in Portier, but, man, to have a guy like Hudson Davis being able to rumble through and being a little more fresh, you could see there.
Yeah,
got about 3 extra yards.
3rd and 2 here. Mountainside bringing the heat up the middle. Hit at the line, driving him back. We're going to see where the spot is. He's boy. Yeah, they're going to give it to him by about 6 inches, so moving the sticks. So now you got to start playing the clock game, Alex. It's 2:37 left. Newberg, or Mountainside, apologize there, calls a timeout to stop the clock. It's almost one of those, if they get a chance to break away, do you let them score? Because you got to put one on the board and get an onside anyways. You want to at least have an opportunity to get after that.
Yeah, with 2:37, with 2 timeouts remaining after this one, I think that your only real option is to try to stuff them and try to call those 2 more timeouts, giving your offense maybe 45 seconds left if you can make the stop. We'll see what they do, but Newberg able just to rumble and get these first downs, and as an offensive lineman, you just got to take such pride in these moments. This is where you really come to shine. Your team's up 34-28. You got the opportunity to put the game away, and all you need is one more first down. As an offensive lineman, you live for these situations.
Well, and as a Newberg program, too, they're coming into this game undefeated. They're looking to make a statement for this contracted season. And I think right now, no matter how this one turns out, Newberg has done a wonderful job of doing just that this year. Quick spin. There's that play we saw for the first half, and it ended about the same. That little oddball fullback counter, I guess you'd call it. Goes nowhere. 2nd down. Even give him a half-yard loss on that. Mountainside calling a timeout here.
No gain on the play. Mountainside has called a timeout.
Well, that's just what they needed on that one. And, yeah, that little spinning fullback counter, it seems to play right into Mountainside's hands. They're a little quicker on defense, and Newberg seems to have more success when they go more powerfully and quick hitting to the left side or the right side. But right here, Mountainside able to step up and make a pretty big stop. If you're going to be spending your timeouts, you want to be putting them into 2nd and 11. That's big.
With no wind, it is incredibly still out here in the air. Very, very quiet. Perfect way to spend a Friday night. Glad to have you all with us. Big thanks to Kerry Hughes and Kerry Hughes Homes, our title sponsors, as well as all of our sponsors. Grill 68 Steakhouse, Casa Lola Kitchen de Mexico, Jim Guys on the scorebug down there. Our Farmers Insurance, Charles Pontrelli, First Down sponsors, Biscuits Cafe, and, of course, Plaid Pantry. And he's off to the races. Portier is going to score, and I think, like I said, Alex, as much as that stings, you got 2:23 now and the ball. One timeout, but you're facing the clock. Oh, flag at midfield.
Oh, boy.
That's a biggie.
This could be a really big call.
Holding on the offense.
Wow.
All right, so I retract all of my statement.
You'd rather do that.
I'd rather do that. Absolutely. Holding from the spot. That's going to push Newberg way back.
Big swing right there. Moves them into a large down and distance. Mountainside still with one timeout. 2:23 on the clock. This is going perfectly for them, and that is a giant call that they got on that long touchdown run by Portier.
So points come off the board. 2nd and 19. That delayed play action over the top, looking in the flat, nobody at home. Single man coverage. Andrew Simpson, perfect coverage. Absolutely locked down. Number 5, Owen Hawley. You couldn't ask for tighter coverage. He was as closed on him as a Ziploc. I mean, there was no air between him.
Yeah, and Simpson really showing his elite speed there. He was just a quarter step behind Hawley, but by the time the ball got there, he was 2 steps in front of him and almost closing on that ball himself. And now the clock stops once more, not costing Mountainside a timeout, which is a huge factor. Here, 2:17 now, and the opportunity is big for Mountainside now. 3rd and about, 18, 19?
Yeah. You got Simpson. Big. Simpson's listed at 6 foot and Hawley at 6'3". There's a good 6-inch plus difference between those guys on the field. Simpson playing much bigger. Big press here. Into the flat. Catch at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a 2-yard gain. 2:10 to go. 4th down, Newberg. Tell you what, Alex.
Wow.
I'm playing field position right now. If I'm Newberg, I am punting this ball as far away as possible and make Mountainside make that 98-yard drive again.
Yeah, well, we've seen them do it once, Jake, so we know they've got it as an availability to them. They can throw it deep. They can throw it short. A lot of time on the clock for Manning to work with, and this game just got very, very exciting.
Very much so. Live from Mountainside High School. Glad you're here. Glad you are part of the program. For all the folks at Newberg tuning in, wish you could be here. Those visitor stands, they look better when they're full, that's for sure. But we're getting there. We're making progress. A few more people every week. That's good. We got the entire Spirit Squad here, which is even better. Bringing all of the pep on the sidelines. Starting to feel like football again, Alex.
Sure is, Jake, and I couldn't be happier to see it.
So here we go. 4th and 16. For Newberg, lined up to punt. Simpson back to return at his own 23-yard line. Good snap. Better punt than last time. Good solid boot on that one. Simpson's going to field it at the 15. Fumbles it.
Oh, boy.
Recovers. It's going to be a fight. A tie on the ground. We know what happens at the bottom of those scrums. So it's going to come down to who the official thinks had priority control. Everybody pointing every direction. And Mountainside maintains.
Wow. Oh, boy. That was a scary moment. You could hear a pin drop for a second there as everybody waited for the call. Mountainside able to retain it.
I think Simpson, you can see him here on the replay. It looked like he had some daylight there, but had to take his eyes down real quick because Newberg got great coverage on that. And just that little bit of missed timing, able to get down on top and fight that ball out. So Newberg almost getting the benefit of that one. Single back set. Mannion out of shotgun, steps back, max protect, plenty of time, over the top. Into the outside, waiting hands, the deuce, number 2, Justin Hughes.
A huge play by Justin Hughes, the little man with a big heart, making a giant play here for his team late in the fourth quarter, a minute 53 left. They need a touchdown, and that is a big chunk of yardage to move the football and get out of bounds, stopping the clock.
That it is. Farmers Insurance first down, courtesy of Mannion to Hughes. 1st and 10 for the Mavs on their 44-yard line. Mannion back to pass. Big pressure coming this time. Miscommunication on the route there for sure. Falls incomplete. Looking for number 3 on the outside, Sammy Cohen. Newberg bringing the heat, though, that time. One of the rare blitzes. They usually are just coming with their 3 or their 4, but they brought a couple backers that time trying to get inside on Mannion.
Really nicely picked up, though, by that Mountainside protection unit. Running backs and linemen together kept Mannion clean on that. And just a small miscommunication, it seemed like. But had that been maybe Simpson over there sprinting deep, that ball would have been just perfect for him. Let's see if they try to go to him here.
No win, single back set. Mannion in the shotgun. Twins high side. Pressure in his face, steps underneath, takes a shot in the face mask. That was close. Watch that helmet pop. No huddle after the sack. 3rd and 17 here. Mountainside. Again, big pressure. Mannion getting rid of it over the top. And in the waiting arms of number 5, Owen Hawley. Hawley on the return coming across. Not going down easily. Hawley with a big pick.
Giant interception here late in the fourth quarter by Hawley, and that's going to all but put his team in the driver's seat. A big pick to seal the deal.
Huge pressure
Newberg.
coming off that backside there for Newberg, and a heck of a lot more aggressive defensive call there than what we've seen all game long. You see Mannion just had nowhere to go, had to get out. Ball fluttered a little bit, gave Hawley just enough room underneath to go get it.
Really impressive just to get rid of it there. I thought he was going to be wrapped up, but yeah, Newberg blitzing off the edge. We saw them blitz up the middle unsuccessfully there on first down, and then twice off the edge, getting right in his face. Nobody out there on the edge to protect.
Newberg takes a knee on that one, and Mountainside able to stop the clock. Clock winds under a minute to go here from Mountainside High School. Definitely not the way you want to close out a game on the comeback trail like that, but I'll tell you what, Mountainside, they dug themselves a big hole, and they came back with fury in this one. Absolute respect to the Mavericks this evening, as well as Newberg. I mean, coming in, the program that has been kind of the whipping boy out of that conference for a few years, and they have done a great job in the fifth year of the new coaching and the new program. Heck of a job over there rebuilding that program, and good things to come for the Tigers, that's for sure.
Absolutely. A lot of juniors and sophomores on that roster, too, so they'll be good for years to come. Undefeated season for Newberg, and we'll see who they get in this sixth little bowl game we have. Could be somebody like West Lynn.
It could be. West Lynn's looking for a game, and we're going to be back here next week with Mountainside taking on Grant from your side of town.
Yeah.
And the Grant Generals, they are doing very well.
Yeah.
They have a very strong program over there. They'll be representing the PIL out here on this field next Friday. As this one winds down to 0 and goes final, Newberg takes home the victory 34-28 over the Mavs. Big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight: Grill 68 Steakhouse, Casa Lola Kitchen de Mexico, Jim Guys for the Scorebug, Farmers Insurance, and Charles Petrelli there for all the first downs. Our good buddies over at Biscuits Cafe on Shoals Ferry Road, keeping us fed and happy. For the halftime, we've got our Plaid Pantry, locally owned and operated group sponsoring the replay. And, of course, our title sponsor, Carrie Hughes and Carrie Hughes Homes and her team. They're a Keller Williams Realty Professional. Big thanks to Carrie, her family, and honestly the entire Mountainside community and support group that goes into making this broadcast possible, including you, my friend, Alex Lennon Cole. It has been awesome to be able to get back at least a couple games this year with you, and you were missed. You were very much missed. Big thanks to everybody behind the scenes as well. John Wren, checking in from SoCal tonight. Adam Brumfield down on the on-field cam, crushing it down there tonight. Alyssa Mahar rocking the stats and the scoreboard. Madman Tom Flynn on the main cam. And, of course, lest we forget, EJ the DJ Alba, our producer. We will be back next Friday night from Mountainside as they take on Grant. But in the meantime, this one is final. Newberg 34, Mountainside 28. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather, everybody. We'll see you next Friday.